If you work with sensitive data, you've probably heard of the terms cybersecurity incident, malware, and breach. These might cause a lot of stress for you and your organization because getting hacked can be a nightmare to fix. Unfortunately, data breaches aren't that uncommon. In fact, since 2016, an average of over 4,000 ransomware attacks occur every day in the United States, and that was a long time ago. Some of the worst breaches involve stolen payment information resulting in PCI violations. These violate the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, or PCI DSS, a standard for organizations that deal with credit card data. Hi everyone, I'm Matt from eTactics, and today I'm going to talk about 4 PCI violations and their consequences. Before we get started though, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the button below. While you're down there, hit that alert bell icon next to it as well, so when we post new helpful content, you get notified. Several hacker groups combine efforts to create Magecart, a group that targets payment cards used in online purchases specifically. They attack third-party software companies and skim customer data as the business conducts a transaction. In this example, we will call the business that got attacked Company A. The unauthorized third-party leaked information such as card numbers, CVC or CVV numbers, and card expiration dates, among other information. This poses significant risk for the company's customers, since both personal and financial details could allow the hackers to conduct fraudulent purchases and carry out phishing attacks to get even more data. Company A filed a data breach incident notice with the California Attorney General. The company acknowledged the attack but didn't reveal the number of customers affected. It stated that personally identifiable information could potentially have been accessed. The company then launched a forensic investigation to address the breach. Company A notified relevant credit card providers to impose additional security measures for the affected consumers and card numbers. It also offered 12 months of free identity monitoring to those impacted individuals. In September 2017, a business that we will call Company B announced that it suffered a massive data breach. But just how massive was this data breach? The incident affected over 145 million Americans, equivalent to 45% of the US population and 80% of those who had a credit report. It also impacted citizens of Britain and Canada. Most of those affected had their social security numbers, birth dates, and addresses compromised. Some unlucky people also had their driver's license and credit card numbers stolen as well. The settlement totaled $425 million. Impacted individuals can still file claims for expenses related to identity theft or fraud until January 2024. A business that we will call Company C experienced a PCI violation that compromised 56 million credit cards between April and September of 2014. The company stated publicly that it affected people who used payment cards on their self-checkout machines in the US and Canada. The hacker used a vendor's username and password to gain access to the computer network. They then installed a custom-built malware to access the shopper's payment card information. As a result, 40 million people had their payment data stolen, and 52 million to 53 million had their email addresses compromised as well. There was some overlap between these groups of people, obviously. Ultimately, Company C agreed to pay at least $19.5 million to compensate impacted customers. They also set up a $13 million fund to reimburse the shoppers. They also spent around $6.5 million to fund 1.5 years worth of identity protection services. Company C also booked $161 million of pre-tax expenses for the breach, which included consumer settlements. Estimates from court papers at the time said that legal fees and costs for lawyers could reach $8.7 million. Another business that we'll call Company D was the victim of a breach that exposed over 94 million accounts between July 2005 and December 2006. More than 80 gigabytes of stolen cardholder data got illegally transferred to the site in California. The cause of this was a traffic capture program which intruders installed on Company D's networks. They designed the malware to capture sensitive cardholder data during transmission over the company's network. The stolen details included information related to the magnetic stripes on the back of payment cards. Banks sued Company D for violating 9 of the 12 PCI controls. It failed to both configure wireless networks and separate which networks carried cardholder data. Company D was also improperly storing prohibited data as well. If you'd like to learn more about PCI violations, reach out to eTactics. And you already made it this far into the video, so you might as well like it, share it, and comment below. Well, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to our YouTube channel.